been taught that to be happy, you have to chase massive goals. You need to work harder, make more money, and build a life that looks impressive from the outside. But here is a truth very few people realize. Some of the happiest habits look almost completely pointless from the outside. Let's be honest. You know the feeling. Your day wasn't terrible. Nothing dramatic happened. You went to work, you answered your messages, and you handled your responsibilities. But somehow when you lay in bed at night, you still feel this lingering, quiet emptiness. You wake up and immediately reach for your phone, checking on the rest of the world before checking in with yourself. You finish a task, and instead of taking a breath to acknowledge it, your eyes instantly jump to the next item on your to-do list. You eat your meals while staring at short videos, and by the time your plate is clean, you can barely remember what the food even tasted like. You tell yourself you need to rest, but you spend your break continuously consuming a chaotic stream of information. You're just trying to survive the weekdays so you can finally live on the weekend. You tell yourself, as soon as I get that raise, as soon as I take that vacation, as soon as I find the right relationship, then I'll finally be happy. But that is the trap. You are postponing your happiness to a future version of your life that may never arrive the way you imagine. And the scary part is your life may already contain happiness right now. You are just moving too fast to actually feel it. Happiness isn't just an explosive high-energy emotion. It is also a way of paying attention. When life moves at breakneck speed, good things automatically become invisible. You don't need to force yourself to be relentlessly positive. What you actually need is to create quiet spaces to notice the joy, the progress, and the connection that are already around you. The goal isn't to feel hyped up all day long. The goal is to feel more present in the life you already have. So here are 10 unusual, slightly counterintuitive, but powerful little habits that will make your ordinary days feel lighter, warmer, and a lot more alive. Habit number 1. Take the long way once a day. Most of us are obsessed with optimizing everything. You want the shortest route, the fastest meal, the quickest reply, and maximum efficiency. You automatically strip away anything that doesn't produce an immediate, tangible result. But when every single moment of your day is treated like a task to be executed, your life starts to feel like a soulless to-do list. Try flipping the script. Instead of walking straight from your office desk to your car, take a detour down a quieter, tree-lined street. Instead of taking the elevator, take the stairs once in a while. Instead of rushing inside the second you get home from work, take just 5 minutes to go for a slow walk around your block with zero agenda. Remember, life is like a train ride. If you stay glued to the destination, you miss all the scenery passing by the window. Not every minute that doesn't produce money or productivity is wasted time. So do this temptfulness today once a day. Deliberately choose a slightly slower route. No headphones, no phone in your hand. Just observe and notice 3 small things that you normally rush right past. But slowing down only works when you can actually see how far you've already come. Habit number 2, keep a done list. Human psychology is wired to fixate on what we haven't finished. The longer your to-do list grows, the more you feel like a failure who is constantly falling behind. Even if you work yourself to exhaustion and check off 5 massive, difficult tasks, your brain will still lock on to the 6th task you left unfinished. That is why you can send a difficult email, crush a workout, check-in with your family, and solve a major crisis at work, yet still lay in bed at night, beating yourself up thinking, I still didn't clean the bedroom today. This is like climbing 9 flights of stairs and punishing yourself for not stepping onto the 10th. Progress completely vanishes when you only use what is missing to measure your self-worth. Let's change the rules. At the end of the day, grab a piece of paper and write down 3 things you completed, handled, resisted, or simply survived. They don't have to be grand achievements. Write down the invisible victories too. The fact that you didn't send an angry text when you were provoked. The fact that you dragged yourself out of bed even though you were exhausted. or the fact that you said no to an unreasonable request. When you physically see your progress, you give yourself the peace of mind to keep moving forward. Habit number 3. Schedule tiny things to look forward to. Our biggest mistake is reserving anticipation only for massive events. An overseas vacation, your birthday, a long holiday weekend, or a year-end bonus. When you outsource your happiness to rare distant events, you turn the majority of your life into a boring waiting room. Monday becomes just an obstacle to endure to get to Friday. Ordinary days turn into a long, dark hallway. A day with nothing to look forward to is like walking down a dark street at midnight without a single street lamp. You can still keep moving, but every step feels heavy and draining. A tiny anticipated joy in the near future has the power to light up a stressful present. Actively schedule one small pleasure into every single day. It could be an afternoon coffee from your favorite local spot, a podcast episode you love for your drive home, 10 quiet minutes reading in bed before sleep, or a simple dinner featuring a comfort food you really crave. Put those little things on your calendar. Treat them with the exact same seriousness as a mandatory business meeting you can't cancel. And you know what? Some of the best moments you can look forward to involve people you haven't even met yet. Habit number 4. Have one low-stakes conversation. Notice how the majority of our daily communication is entirely transactional. You speak up because you need information. You talk because you need an answer. You communicate to get a job done to impress someone or to gain validation. That underlying pressure to achieve an outcome makes human connection feel tense and exhausting. Today, instead of just giving a reflexive nod and a quick thank you to your barista, look them in the eye and ask a simple question. Has it been crazy busy for you today? Or when you run into a neighbor in the elevator, give them a genuine compliment? Your dog always looks so happy and full of energy. Those passing interactions are like micro threads. One single thread is thin and forgettable, but thousands of them woven together create a warm safety net, giving you a sense of belonging to a real community and a living world around you. You don't always need a deep, intimate relationship to feel the warmth of human connection. Once a day, initiate a brief 10-second conversation. Don't try to impress. Don't sell anything. Don't expect anything in return. Just connect because you are a human being, sharing space with other human beings. Habit number 5. Do something badly on purpose. As we grow up, we adopt a ruthless, unspoken rule. Adults are only allowed to do things they are already good at. You stop singing because you think your voice is bad. You stop drawing because your sketches don't look professional. You avoid sports because you don't want to look awkward. You refuse to try a new hobby simply because you dread the uncomfortable feeling of being a beginner. Did you love drawing when you were a kid? Why don't you pick up a sketchbook anymore? Probably because you know the finished drawing won't look good enough to post on Instagram. We have turned simple private joys into public performances designed to be judged by strangers. Perfectionism is like a strict bouncer standing outside the door of happiness. He only lets you in if you can prove you have talent. But the reality is, joy instantly dies the moment everything you do becomes a test of performance. Once a week, give yourself permission to do something without caring about the outcome. Draw an ugly picture. Lock your bedroom door and dance like a lunatic. Sing off key in the shower. Cook a new recipe without worrying if it looks like a 5-star meal. The goal isn't mastery or self-improvement. The goal is simple participation, to play with life just like a kid again. The first 5 habits we just walked through are designed to add more joy to your days. But these next 5 habits are the real game changers. They are designed to quietly eliminate the silent vampires draining your energy and peace of mind every single day. Habit number 6. Give complaining a time limit. When something frustrating happens, we usually fall into 2 extreme traps. You either bottle it up and pretend everything is fine, while you boil on the inside, or you put the complaint on an endless loop without ever taking action. Suppressing your emotions is definitely toxic. But chewing on the exact same frustration from morning till night won't solve your problem either. Think about it. A coworker gives you attitude at 9 a.m. At lunch, you vent about it to your friends. On your commute home, your brain is still on fire, replaying the exact conversation over and over. Then at night, you dump all that leftover frustration onto your partner. The actual event lasted 2 minutes. But you let that person and that incident live, rent-free in your head for the entire day. A complaint is like toxic smoke. It needs an open window to escape. But you don't need to burn your entire house down just to clear out a little smoke. Next time you feel frustrated and need to vent, set a timer for exactly 2 minutes. Let it out, say what you need to say, and feel the disappointment fully for those 2 minutes. But the second the alarm goes off, ask yourself one question. Can I change this, communicate to fix it, or do I just need to let it go? Feel the anger, but stop giving it an unlimited lease in your mind. Habit number 7. Let yourself be bored for 5 minutes. We live in an era where boredom is treated like a disease that must be eradicated immediately. You stand in a line. Out comes the phone. You step into an elevator. You immediately check your screen for notifications. You eat a meal alone. You have to stream a video just for background noise. There is zero unfiltered empty space left in your mind. Do you realize how many times a day you unlock your phone completely on autopilot? No important messages. No urgent emails. It's just that 1 second of empty silence appeared and your brain panicked. Your attention is like a room. If all 4 walls are covered in screens, notifications, and endless noise, you won't have a single inch of space left to hear your own inner voice. Boredom is not an emergency. It is the quiet space your brain desperately needs to restore and heal itself. Every day, actively block out just 5 minutes of empty space. No phone, no music, no podcasts. Don't even force yourself into a perfect meditation posture. Just sit there, stand there, or take a slow walk and let your mind wander and slow down. When the external noise finally drops, you can actually start to hear how you're talking to yourself. Habit number 8. Talk to yourself like a teammate. Consider this. Are you using a cruel, toxic tone of voice with yourself? A tone you would never dream of using on a close friend. When you make a minor mistake, the voice in your head screams, "You always ruin everything." When you have a low-energy, unproductive workday, you insult yourself. You are such a lazy, useless failure. When someone rejects you, you pass the verdict, "Nobody will ever value you." You forget an appointment, and instead of just fixing the schedule, you attack your entire character and self-worth. Imagine if your teammate made that exact same mistake. What would you say to them? You'd probably pat them on the back and say, "Hey, don't worry about it. It happened. Let's see what we can fix and keep moving." In this life, you are both the player running on the field and your own head coach. A coach who stands on the sidelines screaming insults, humiliating and degrading their player, will never produce a confident winning athlete. You can hold yourself to high standards and stay disciplined without turning yourself into public enemy number 1. Starting today, whenever you mess up, pause, take a deep breath and say 3 sentences out loud. That happened. It does not define who I am. Here is what I am going to do next to fix it. When you learn to respect yourself, you also build the strength to walk away from people who don't respect your time and energy. Habit number 9. Quit one thing that no longer deserves you. Society constantly drills a lie into our heads. Quitting is a sign of weakness and failure. Terrified of being labeled a quitter, you force yourself to push through. You keep dragging yourself through a TV show you got bored of seasons ago. You stay active in group chats that leave you feeling completely drained. You chase a career goal just to save face and impress other people. You say yes to every social invitation because you're terrified of letting someone down. You hold on to an old routine even though it no longer serves the person you are today. Are you wasting hours every week on a commitment that brings zero value or joy to your life? Nobody is holding a gun to your head, forcing you to do it. You just never gave yourself official permission to stop. Your life is like a hiking backpack. You will never feel lighter on your feet if you just keep stuffing new rocks into your bag without ever dumping out the heavy, useless junk you've been carrying for miles. Just because you started something doesn't mean it deserves to journey with you to the finish line. Practice the art of micro-quitting. Today, pick one low-value commitment or drain on your energy and pause it for exactly 7 days. You don't need to make a dramatic, permanent cut right this second. Just set it down for 1 week. That distance will give you the most honest answer. Will you genuinely miss it, or will you feel a massive wave of relief because you finally dropped a heavy weight? Once you clear out what no longer belongs, the final habit will help you release the pressure to be perfect every single day. Habit number 10. End the day before it feels perfect. There is a modern adult tragedy. We never officially allow our day to end. Even after you shower, turn off the lights, and lay down in bed, your mind keeps racing like an engine without brakes. I still have 3 unread emails. The kitchen counter isn't clean. Tomorrow's presentation isn't ready. I wasn't productive enough today. You could work yourself to the bone for 16 hours straight. But the moment you close your eyes, you carry the guilt of a failure just because there are still unchecked boxes on your to-do list. Let's face reality. Your to-do list will never not, for a single day in your entire life, be 100% empty. Your day is like a page in a book. If you refuse to turn the page, you stay trapped reading the exact same anxious sentence over and over all night long. A day does not have to be flawlessly perfect to be complete. Tonight, before you go to sleep, close your notebook, set your phone face down, and tell yourself out loud, "Today was not perfect, but it was enough." Then, pick just one priority for tomorrow morning. Do not try to solve your entire future at midnight. Happiness isn't built by finishing every single task on earth. Sometimes happiness begins the exact moment you let go, turn off the engine, and let the day end in peace. Let's review our roadmap to a lighter life. Take a slow, winding detour. Write down what you actually finished. Schedule tiny moments of joy in advance. Start a brief, non-transactional conversation. Deliberately play and do something badly. Put a 2-minute timer on your complaints. Give yourself 5 minutes of silent boredom. Talk to yourself like a supportive teammate. Have the courage to drop what drains you, and let an imperfect day be officially over. None of these habits are a magical cure that will instantly make your life effortless. That is not the point. You are still going to face exhausting work days, financial stress, difficult conversations, broken plans, and moments where you feel completely lost. But a meaningful, rewarding life isn't built by feeling fantastic 24/7. It is built when you stop being absent from your own existence, when you show up fully for the smallest moments, when you acknowledge your own quiet efforts, when you allow yourself to rest without guilt, when you connect with people authentically instead of performing, and when you stop waiting for a flawless dream future and start actually living right now. Your external world might not shift overnight. You might still live in the same house and work the same job. But inside, everything changes. You don't always need a brand new life. Sometimes, you just need a new way of noticing the incredible life you already have in your hands. Now, it is time to make a choice. Which of these habits are you going to test out first today? Drop a comment below with the keyword small joy to mark your starting line. And if this video made your day feel just a little bit lighter and warmer, hit that like button, share it with a friend who looks exhausted, And make sure you subscribe to Tiny Truths, because here we decode the simple, quiet, scientific truths that build real inner strength and happiness every single week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next quiet moment.